Hey there, everybody. Ben here again. Just another quick watch review for you. Today, as you're looking at, we got the Loreo. This is a Submariner homage that I was introduced to by Jody at Just One More Watch. Great channel. I highly suggest you take a look at that. He has a lot more in-depth reviews than I ever do. Like I said, I'm just kind of reviewing my collection, but I was turned on to this one by him. So let's get it off the wrist and let you see a little bit more about it. So as you can see, we've got our clasp right there. I went with something a little bit different. This Submariner homage, by the way, the part number on this one is 9201-1. On the AliExpress website, they call it the Ghost series. I'm not sure why, but it is. Then there's a ton of different colors. There's blue, black, two-tone with everything. I happen to get this in the black PVD. It's kind of like the blackout look to it. And so you know, that's what I decided to go for as I purchased mine. Mine's a little bit different, of course, just, you know, wanted to do that. But here we go with some of the specs on this one. Since it is an homage to a Rolex Submariner, it's going to have a lot of those same characteristics. I've never owned a Rolex, nor do I ever plan to. Just not kind of my cup of tea. So let's look at some of the things here. We're looking at 40 millimeters from side to side here. We're looking at 12 millimeters thick. We are looking at 48 from lug tip to lug tip. As it is on this bracelet right here, sized up for me, it's just a hair under 150 grams. So it's, you know, but it sits well. It's not like it's over, you know, it's not like it's huge. I do have a Seiko Sumo, which feels like a Sumo. It's like 188 grams, 190 grams or something like that, which this definitely doesn't feel as big on it in terms of what it's at. It does have, let's see, as we look right here, we do have the bezel on here. It is unidirectional. There's not much play to it, but as you listen to it, it's kind of cheap with the way that it sounds. I believe it's 90 clicks. So sometimes when you get it back to the origination up here at the 12, it doesn't quite hit those marks square on, but you know, happens to hit in this case here. Sapphire crystal on the front, which is great, so it prevents scratching. You do have a Cyclops. As someone who's nearing the age of 50, I enjoy having that Cyclops. Boy, it's so nice and easy to see the date on that one, so do appreciate that one. Screw down crown right here with 200 meters of water resistance. And that's kind of nice to work with. Let's see, 20 millimeter band that goes on this. As you can see, the PVD, I've had this one for about 6 months now. I'm not seeing much that's kind of scraping off. There's a little bit that's right here. I did brush up against a piece of concrete the other day, and so a little bit ticked off there. But the rest of this is in pretty good shape. I haven't lost much of the PVD coating on this, so it's still black all over the place, which is really, really nice. Let's see. Clasp, of course, you've got the security clasp right here. It says Loreo that's on there. Pop that open. And then two pushers right there. It's not the greatest of clasps, but, you know, for the price, I paid 75 bucks for this one. That's still pretty good because it's a good watch in some ways. Looking there at the... let's see if I can get it to zoom there on the screen. Nope, not quite, I guess. So there we go. You can see a little bit more of the detail that's on there on the face. You can see that it says 200 meters water resistant. It says it's a superlative chronometer. Don't believe it. It's not true. It does not have anywhere close to the specifications that a Rolex does. In terms of the time that it holds, you're looking at, this one gains about 20 seconds a day. So I have not taken it apart to try to finagle it in the back here. Let me just show you the movement here. There's the movement that's back there. It is just your typical Chinese, can I get it to focus there? Let me see. Sorry about this, guys. I don't pop a link like other people do. I just kind of try to do my best. So you can see that there's the mechanism that's inside. It's okay. It's not highly accurate, but then again, that's okay. I adjust my watches frequently. It does hack. It does hand wind, but let me see if I can get this for you. This movement probably isn't the best. Let me be quiet here for a second. Maybe you can hear it as I start to wind this. So let me undo this, and then let's take a listen. It's really chunky. So what's happening is as I'm winding this, especially as I'm going backwards, there's this clunking noise that's happening. And you can feel it just biting this. It's really fighting me as I try to wind this watch. And that's unfortunate, but that's the movement. It's a cheap movement. and I can just feel it grinding on the inside there. So that would be my kind of drawback on this one. Let's see, like I said, I paid $75 for it. Would I get this watch again? I don't know. Let me put it back on wrist just so I can see it. I'm not a big fan of the movement just because it does grind around a lot. For me, I feel like the 40 mil is okay in terms of the way it fits on my wrist. I would like it to be a little bit bigger. Excuse me, a little bit bigger. Maybe 40 isn't quite the size that I need. The lug tip to lug tip is, you know, it's okay. It's at 48. It does go across there. But I don't know. The movement that's on the inside just doesn't quite sell me. The size doesn't quite sell me. The black PVD, yeah, I kind of like that. It does have its pros. I do pull this out. It comes out probably once a week, you know, considering I have 10 in my collection. Come out once a week is about what it should be versus once every 10 days or so. But would I buy it again? I'm probably going to say no on this one. I wish I could stop hemming and hawing about it, but there's something about it. It sounds tinny when you move the bezel. I know, 75 bucks, Ben, what are you expecting? But I don't like the movement in there. This is hard sometimes to get this to push down and to lock into the threads. And so sometimes it doesn't quite lock in the way it's supposed to. I've gotten familiar with how to push super hard on this to get the crown to lock in. This is just an aluminum bezel. There's nothing special to it. If you wanted to, you could replace it, of course, but I feel like there's better watches out there at this same price. Maybe if you wanted to do an automatic, there's something else that you might be able to find that does the job. But all in all, I think that this is, you know, probably the way to go is just to go with maybe a different watch. So, alrighty, this has been Ben, and this has been my quick review of the Loreo 9201-1, a Submariner homage. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down in the comment section below. And thanks for tuning in.